Oh, Canada. Should Canada become the 51st state of the United States of America? President Trump is being very persistent in his pursuit of Canada. And Canada is playing really hard to get, it seems like. But should Trump continue to pursue this relationship? That seems like it's not going to happen. My name is Brandon Fogal. This is Evolution. Let's dive into this. I love Canada. I really do love Canada. And I was looking up Canada's national anthem. And so there is a lot of history and pride with Canadians, as any country. I mean, and it does seem like any people that come to the United States, they always carry that badge of honor of where they came from. And they'll be flying their own flags. And even though they're sometimes trying to escape where they came from to get here, they still have that love of their country. There are so many things that go into this dynamic of Canada and the United States. Could it be a good idea? Whatever you think on it, Trump is very dead set on this happening. And I see it as almost his viewpoint of the if I can say the right word, Louisiana Purchase. That was a monumental event in American history in that deal going down. I mean, and just getting land in itself always tends to work out for any country. Us taking on Alaska, us getting Hawaii and all the different places, it's good to have land. That's why the Constitution, it started off like the pursuit of land. We've changed it to the pursuit of happiness, but it started off the pursuit of land. But Canada is not just land. I think of Canada and I think of it, they got so much going for them. And they got so many great resources, but they got so many great people. I think of any person that's out there that is in Hollywood or that is in show business, they always turn out to be Canadian. They're always from Canada. Always. And I'm always like, dang, they're Canadian. And I mean, that's cool. That's cool. But I wish I didn't have to say that. I wish that every funny actor and every awesome actor that is out there or actress, I didn't have to say, man, why couldn't they have been born in the United States? There's something that they got in the water up there that they just produce the funniest, hilarious people imaginable. I go to the movie The Proposal, if you've seen that, with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. And this is very apropos for this situation we got going on, except it's all flipped. Ryan Reynolds in the movie, he's American from Alaska. But in real life, he's Canadian. Sandra Bullock, on the other hand, in the movie, she's Canadian, but in real life, she's American. It has nothing to do with the plot at all, and I'm just reading into it. But in itself, he has to make her, to be able to stay in the United States, he has to go and propose to her so that she is a citizen of the United States and so she doesn't get deported. It's an hilarious movie. But in this dynamic we got going with President Trump and Canada, and now we have the new prime minister, and I'm going to show a short clip of that in a second. But he is, in all seriousness that Trump can be, he is on his knee proposing for the world to see. He is saying, never say never, Canada. And it might take many proposals to get that ring on the finger, but it could happen. And I think it could happen. But in the movie, Ryan Reynolds, he has to propose to Sandra Bullock to get her to stay in the United States. And it's hilarious. Everything's flipped on its head. But in the end, he gets the girl. And I might have spoiled it for everyone who wants to go out there to see it. But I mean, if you love those type of movies, you pretty much expect it. And everything in that movie is all like kind of twisted. She's kind of mean and all that. But is that what's going on here with Canada? It's all topsy-turvy and nothing makes sense in this world. But nothing makes sense in this. Canada did not see this coming. Nobody saw this coming. But it's the best thing in the world that would be for the United States, I believe. And we're just going to have to convince Canada that it's the best thing for them as well. So in this video, we have the new Prime Minister of Canada sitting down with Trump, and he starts it off with, some things are not for sale, but Trump is going to say, Never say never.
As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we can build together. And we have done that in the past. And part of that, as the president just said, is with respect to our own security. And my government is committed for a step change in our investment in Canadian security and our partnership. And I'll say this as well, that the president has revitalized international security, revitalized NATO, and us playing our full weight in NATO. And that will be part of it.
And they have, I must say, Canada is stepping up the military participation because Mark knew, they were low and now they're stepping it up. And that's a very important thing. But never say never. Never say never.
Never say never. Never say never. Could this actually happen? I think it's going to take some time. And I think the pressure that Donald Trump is putting on Canada, and he's going to, we can't get inside Trump's mind, and he is a poker player. He is always never showing his cards. He never shows what his end game is, really. He says it in a number of different ways of what he wants to put out there and make people think, it seems like. But I think he really does want Canada. He really does. He's serious about this. The same way he's serious about Greenland. Because they would be very huge allies. And if they become a part of the United States, I would say they got the best thing going for them. The best thing going for them. And will this eventually kind of lead on to the UK? Can we bring down the barriers that once time, like I say the UK, Britain, because that would be the next thing on the horizon. Is there a way that these lines can come down? And we're not pursuing everyone. We're not just saying everybody. But I'd say Trump is for countries that have a lot to bring to the table and who we really care about and who we really want to get involved with. And he's going to put a lot of pressure on him and on their country and on their economy. And I think the reason he's throwing up these tariffs is because he wants to see them kind of do it themselves and see if they can get along, because I think that they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle as a number of other countries in the world are going to struggle if they don't play ball with the United States. But we're not asking everyone to be our wife that is out there. We're only asking a select group, a select few. And Canada is one of them, and they would be a huge for the United States. Absolutely huge. But what do you think? Do you think this would be a good idea? Do you think this is possible? Could this happen? What would change if it did happen? Would we be biting off a lot more than we could chew? Because a lot of people in Canada, they're not conservative, it seems like. In a lot of ways, they have the ways they do things, socialized medicine. They have like the way they do their health system. And I'm okay with it. I think I would be okay with that. I'm good with that. So I think we could bring certain elements that are great over there and certain elements that we have and bring them together. They wouldn't immediately change or upend them, but they would have a voting power. They would have a voting power, a huge voting power, you could say. The 51st state? Are you kidding me? That would be Texas, Alaska, all California on steroids. Because I'm just looking at from a map perspective. Canada is freaking huge. Is huge. So we're not just saying let them become the next 51st to 60 states. Like let's break them all apart. No, the 51st state. That would be massive, and I think it would be awesome. So Canada, keep playing hard to get, whatever, that's the way you got to be. But I think you should come on board. I think you should join the party, and but this is life. Guys got to pursue their women. Guys got to pursue who they want, who they love, the courting, the, dating and all that, I was just thinking about this morning, should we always immediately divulge everything that we are when we're on our first date and show everything? Show all the deep recesses of our mind and of our heart and all the stuff we got going on? Probably not. Probably not. But things that Canada, just like a woman, you might come along and you might want to try to make us better. You might want to change that man, So make us better. Make us better, Canada. All right, we'll leave it at that. If you've liked this video, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button. My name is Brandon Fogal. I do this every day, 7 a.m. Central Time. Have a great day, everyone.